morning. How's everybody doing? Hopefully, you've had a good night because we're doing the next day video. And this is Cop Shop, 2021 action thriller film, and it's got a detective. It was released in the United Kingdom and all that. Yeah, we'll get to all that later. Anyway, this detective arrests two guys for drunk and disorderly. Well, one guy, then the other guy got arrested for punching out a cop in the cop shop. They put them all in jail, and then the one guy that got arrested and is supposed to be drunk and disorderly and all that fun stuff. He was sent there to kill the other guy that was arrested for drunk and disorderly. Or the punching out a cop, sorry. I got it wrong for a minute. Then, so they're in there talking and telling him that he's going to die, and the mob or whatever it was that the guy worked for wanted their money back. And they did that, and one of the cops got his gun stolen, and it turns into just be a big old shootout throughout the rest of the movie. One of the guys, the cops all get shot up because another assassin came in the front door. Oh, I gotta do this. Came in the front door to kill the guy that's in the cell, and he kills the front desk guy, the balloon man. He brings balloons in, kills the front desk guy, and the other guy, the other dirty cop that was there, shot the lieutenant because he was gonna call for backup and help because the police station's been raided by bad guys and everybody was dying. So they steal the gun, and then the assassin and the dirty cop decide to just do a shootout with the other cop, the woman, and everybody gets shot and killed, and she gets wounded on her way into the cell block because it's insulated, armored, and you can't put bullets through it. And it turned out to be a pretty good thing, and then they sit in there for a better part of the movie talking, and they're trying to negotiate her getting out. They go around to the locker room and try to break the wall down from the inside, which is kind of interesting how they're doing that. And then I got everything in the way, trying to scroll down to see what else I got going on here. And then the FBI agents come in and try to help her towards the end, but she gets shot up, and everybody gets shot up, and lots of people die in this movie. Lots of blood and horror and all that fun stuff. Did I tell you what this kind of movie was? This is an action thriller. Well, I would have told you now anyway. So there we go. Then she goes in. She gets during the first gun battle. She gets into the holding or the interrogation room, which had bulletproof glass, and the other guy started shooting at the glass trying to get at her, and she ends up punching the code in after she ran out of ammo and got into the thing, and then she goes to shoot through the glass and shoots herself because it's bulletproof, and she didn't realize it apparently. And then she ends up sending after a little while in the thing, and if everything calms down outside the door, they quit shooting at it with 44 Magnums. She sends one of the guys out to go get a medical kit so she could save her life, wrap her wound up, and stop the bleeding, and stop the leaking. She then that guy goes out and starts shooting cops and tries to settle the thing on her own, and then an FBI agents come in after that. A couple cops come in after that. They both get shot. It's funny how this whole movie turned out and played. I think the best part of the movie Might have been the back side of the movie, but we'll get to that in a minute. Then after a little bit, the one bad guy that she's had in jail gets loose, and everybody else is dead but him and her, and he threatened to shoot her, and then she gets away and goes to a desk and gets a gun out of the desk in a pink box. And then they go back to shooting at each other for a while, and there's fire raging all over the place, and the cells are on fire, and she offers to put him back in the cells. And then they started having a gun war, way too many shots, nobody reloads, but, they did all right with it. Amongst the fire, and they get up, and the fire rages on. It cuts off the exit back down, and she's got bulletproof vest on now, and they have their gun battle, and she runs out of bullets in one gun. She grabs the other gun, keeps shooting. Then when she gets on the ground and the guy's getting away, she gets a .44 Magnum for her sidearm and revolver, and loads it in and takes one last shot at the guy, and then he goes out and steals the police cars and disappears. And she gets outside. That's when all the rest of the police show up, and she gets put in an ambulance and started taken to the hospital. Then they get reports. She gets a report the Crown Victoria is going on a certain highway at a certain time. So she tells after they get her patched up, she tells the drivers and ambulance people to pull the ambulance over, and she kicks everybody out of the ambulance and takes the ambulance and goes on a drive chasing the guy, and they're singing the same song at the end. It's kind of an action thriller, but the plot, it really, unless you really pay attention to this film, it really not any good. The plot's kind of hard to follow unless you watch every second of the thing. And looks like the box office. Yeah, looks like the box office. We switch pages here. Showed this, so we'll get into that here. It's Open Road Films, and distributed at the Open Road Films, Braincliff Entertainment, STX Films International. They all distributed it. And then it was released in September 10th, 2002 in the United Kingdom. Then it was released in the United States September 17th, 2001. I don't like it when they do that, but they do it all the time. I guess the United Kingdom gets to see all the movies first, see if they want to put them out in the United States, or maybe there's more money over there. The budget for this thing was $6 million, and at the box office they made $6.8 million. So they made a little bit of profit. That's $750,000, 800,000 for a profit with this thing. So I'm not the only one that didn't think it was any good. But I've got it in my collection, so I'll be watching it over and a lot to see if I can find something that's interesting about it. But most of the time I probably won't watch it at all if I have a choice. But this thing came out in 2001. So we'll talk to you later, and hopefully have a good night, good evening, and be safe, and we'll see you with the next one.